This is CBS on Paramount Plus.
The riffs are too repetitive, the lyrics make no sense. All the songs are B-sides and the cover art's a mess. There's so much here to tear apart. Listen to it for a week, now that week has passed. It's Why I Hate This Album podcast with Tim and Garrett.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Why I Hate This Album, the show where we pick a song or album, listen to it for an entire week straight, and then come back here and tell you, the listener, if we hate it, we might love it, but typically if we hate it, and of course why. I am one of your hosts, Garrett Harvey. With me as always, co-host extraordinaire, Andy to my spike, Timothy Richardson. Andy, how you doing, buddy?
Ooh, it has been a weird week, Garb.
Has it ever not been? What's weird this week?
Well, a few things, Garrett. First of all, we are dealing with a bit of a Why I Hate This Album lawsuit. One of those classic things.
We are in constant litigation. What have you done now?
I have been under the impression for the past year and a half that gluten-free and whole wheat were the same thing. Turns out that is not the case. It's almost the exact opposite of what I thought. It's bad, Garrett. It's real bad. On the plus side, my side business is sort of a Lou Pearlman type band manager is starting to pay off. We are starting rehearsals for Rage with Rome next Saturday, featuring obviously the non-Zedler members of Rage Against the Machine and Rome Ramirez, who was not doing anything, of Sublime in Rome. I lucked into the whole thing after I nearly poisoned Tim Comerford with an incredibly gluten-y pizza. And then went to a show in Brooklyn over the weekend, and I got to observe a sniffer.
A sniffer?
Oh, yeah. At this concert, this giant man, he was kind of a cross. Picture, you know the guy from Full Metal Jacket, the Pyle?
Yeah.
Yeah, picture like a cross between him and Mary's brother from There's Something About Mary, but, you know, like 48% less stereotypically offensive. And this guy kind of slid in and stood just in front of us, and we were angry at first because, you know, he's a giant, and that's not cool. But he was also standing just behind these two girls, and he at first stood kind of offensively close to one of them, and he started doing this dance in here with my shoulders and kind of a head bob and getting kind of close, kind of near the back of the head. Eventually, one of them turned around and gave him, you know, the what the fuck are you doing look, and asked him something. I couldn't hear what she said, and I couldn't hear what he said, but Garrett, the light was sort of perfect to illuminate his face right at that moment, and I kid you not, he replied to whatever she asked him, presumably, what the fuck are you doing, with, you smell nice.
Oh, no.
And, you know, she was obviously horrified. They moved and then left. But then I got to watch as he approached another victim. And, Garrett, I'm 90% sure that when the boys and I solve the Hoyt-Schermerhorn subway pervert problem, we might have gotten the wrong guy. This guy might be the pervert.
Jeez, that is, you know, listen, I'm not on the lookout to see who's sniffing whose hair. And so I really am earnestly curious, how frequently do we think this is happening? Tim, have you ever leaned in to get a sniff of another person you didn't know?
No, but I have been sniffed.
Oh, how was it? Did you feel violated, or were you weirdly flattered?
Not really. I was especially stinky that day, and I feel like I got the best of the situation. Really just repulsed the Hoyt-Schermerhorn sniffer. The sniffer stiffed me as well, Garrett.
You kept standing in front of him, just leaning back to see if he'd give you a whiff. Wow, fascinating. Now, I'm curious, when he hit the second victim, or victim pod as we're now calling them, did they become awares of the situation?
Oh, yeah. They also moved. And then I lost track of him as he moved into the bigger part of the crowd. It was near the end of the show. And we're kind of doing that thing where we're moving back, getting ready to beat the crowd out.
The old Fred Harvey goodbye.
Yes.
Yeah. That's his version of the seventh inning stretch. Well, let's beat the crowd. That's not why everyone is standing. I didn't see the end of a single sporting event until I was 20.
Yeah, that's probably for the best, though.
Yeah, fascinating stuff. Listeners, write in, hatePodMail@gmail.com. Have you been sniffed? I assume this is going to be mostly a female-driven response, but
or
I am
are
curious.
You sniffing?
Yeah, are you a sniffer? You're self-reporting, and we will turn your information over to the authorities.
Nope. We won't wink.
Oh.
See, that's how you get them.
Yeah, of course, we would never do that. Wink. All right, well, that's what you've been up to, and of course you didn't ask what I've been doing, so it remains a mystery. let's move on to what song we've been listening to for an entire week straight. Tim, what song have we been listening to for an entire week straight?
We have been listening to Noah and also the Whales' disgusting 2011 song, Lifegoeson.
And after an entire week with Lifegoeson by Noah and his whale, I'm real curious. And be honest, Tim, do you hate this song?
I'm gonna be honest, Garrett. Yes, I do. This song sucks. This is a suck song for suck boys. That's who's listening to it. That's what we're dealing with here. It's made by suckers for suckers, is my opinion on this. Garrett, are you a suck boy? Do you like this song? Do you hate this song? Where do you land on the suck boy, sucker spectrum?
I feel like you've weighted the question a bit.
I don't see how.
Scales. Of course not. You know what? I don't think I hate it yet.
Suck boy. Oh, I see what I've done.
Please don't. Yeah. Please don't call me a suck boy. Okay, you hate it. I don't quite yet, and I'll be honest. It's probably not going to take much. It's not a great song, but I don't hate it yet. So let's do the heavy lifting. Tim, I'm curious, before we talk about the song itself and why you hate it so deeply and why I'm somewhat ambivalent, what's your history here? Had you heard this song before? Are you a big fan of Noah and his whale?
Not a big fan, no. I am somewhat familiar with their first album, Peaceful, The World Lays Me Down. I don't hate that album. I do think it's kind of overly cute and saccharine and, other adjectives of that nature. It's the kind of album you hear from a band and think to yourself, this is all right. I'm definitely never going to listen to another album by this band. But if memory serves, it's fine-ish. It's fine. James Gunn is obviously a fan. One of the songs from that was in that most recent Superman film that you love so much. And I don't know if you're going to reveal this. I will. We have definitely heard them and this song live at ACL in 2013. We were in between doing things we were interested in and spent some time looking in their general direction. And I remember, not liking this song in particular, because this song is a suck song for suck boys. Garrett, have you heard this song before? I feel like I've ruined it. Have you heard this song before?
Yeah, just ruining every segment this week. Yeah, I've of course heard this song according to you. You kept singing it at me before we actually did the song this week, and I had no recollection of it. I have no recollection of seeing them at ACL. 2013 might as well be a different lifetime. And so this was all pretty new to me. I have heard their first album. I own their first album. I'm not sure I have played it since 2012.
Again, it's fine. It's semi-unique instrumentation, but it is... Well, we'll get into it, yeah.
Yeah. For me, rather than listening to it and being like, oh, I'll never listen to this again, I listened to the album and was like, I'll check in on the second one, see if they've kind of figured it out. And then checked in on the second one and was like, oh, no, this is not for Garrett. Go away, Noah and your whale. All right, well, let's keep going. Tim, that's your history. That's my history. That is to say almost the exact same history. Before we can get into the song itself, though, we must understand the people who made it. So take me on a journey, Tim. Help you understand. Who are Noah? Where did he get this whale? Why is this song spelled out, and how did it come to be?
Well, Noah and the Whale are an English band, which I was extremely surprised to find out at the aforementioned ACL, and I was even more extremely disappointed to find out that it does not consist of a singer named Noah and a backing band consisting of a single big fat fella, possibly played by Brendan Fraser, just playing all the instruments.
That would have been amazing.
It would have been amazing. Any Fraser be. Noah is in reality Charlie Fink, whomst was born in Twickenham, West London, to a family that escaped the Nazis in the World War sequel you're always going on about, then went to South Africa, then Twickenham, where he got a fancy private education at the Mall School with his brother and future bandmate Doug, as well as Alex Pettyfer, who you probably know as Adam, the main guy in Magic Mike that isn't Channing Tatum's Magic Mike, and then at St. Paul's School with that weird right-wing podcaster that used to be in Mumford & Sons, and probably a bunch of other people that are famous because that school was founded in 1509. So he probably grew up pretty goddamn rich if he's going to private schools that were founded in 1509. Maybe not super rich, but enough money that he could have been in a band that just never had to sell a single record and he would have been just fine. And to be honest, every photo I have seen of him suggests that he is aware of that and is kind of smug about it. He did not go to uni, though, as at least as far as I can tell.
Great.
The band, though, started in 2006 when Charles was like 19 or 20. With his girlfriend Laura Marling on backing vocals, his brother Doug on drums, some guys on trumpet and trombone and violin and bass and whatnot, because this is sort of folk music, kinda. Especially the first album, it's sort of pop funk. I like to think of it as kind of folk plus. It's like the band Fun or that first Vampire Weekend album, but somehow more like twee and cloying.
Yeah, it is those things. And those aren't positives.
Sure aren't, Garrett. Charlie produced Laura's debut album in 2008, her debut solo album, I should say, and then the band released their first album, Peaceful, The World Lays Me Down, also in 2008, which did pretty well in the UK, but not really elsewhere. A few months after the album's release, Laura Marling broke up with Charlie and left to go do way better things, and also kind of look like one of them Children of the Corn.
A little bit.
And they got a bunch of ladies to fill in for her for the rest of the tour. And I will say here, I like her music far better than I like the rest of these fellas' subsequent music.
100%.
They released what the internet describes as a quote-unquote punk album, or at least EP after that, called Noah and the Whale Present the A-Sides. Their website said, and I quote, "The raw, raucous punk energy of the recordings promises to dislocate ossicles and fracture conventional musical sensibilities." And honestly, Garrett, I was kind of interested, but also pretty frightened by that description, and I just chose not to check it out.
Good call.
Yeah. Scarred by that time, Laura Marling broke up with him and abandoned the band. Charlie decided no more women. Not for this band.
What?
They're done with women, or at least the band is done with women, or including women in the band. They put out the not very good album, The First Days of Spring in 2009, and Garrett, true to his word, no women. The album, though, is mostly about Laura not being into him. The Guardian describes it as a, and I'm quoting here, concept album charting the singer's emotional meltdown after his relationship with singer Laura Marling ended last year. On the other hand, Laura would be okay. She immediately began dating Marcus Mumford, which I have to say, pretty hot, Garrett. Just imagine them taking off all those faux rustic clothes, rustling around in their central London barn, getting itchy, as you used to call the act in college.
What a confusing euphemism that would be. Did you guys get itchy last night? What? Did you get a little itchy? Get a little scratch going? No? You guys didn't fuck? Oh, no, we had sex. All right, got a little itchy then. Yeah, we gotta go. That is a weird euphemism.
Charlie also directed and released a presumably embarrassing film by the same name to go along with that album. I'm picturing kind of a Chappelle Rowan album, but made by a British dude that no one wants to hear. And Garrett, this will not surprise you, NME loved it.
Ugh.
Just 3 days before the release of that album, though, Doug Fink, and I honestly wasn't even aware that British boys could be named Doug, but Doug Fink left the band to go be a doctor. Charlie was again devastated. They started getting their songs in shows and movies after this, things like Cougar Town, One Tree Hill, the trailer for that The Descendants movie that I think won the guy from Community an Oscar.
Oh yeah, Jim Rash.
But then on December 29th, 2009, all their equipment and instruments were stolen. Still reeling from the loss of Laura and Doug, Charlie descended into the British indie band criminal underworld, slowly working his way through all the, low-level guys over a period of about 2 months until he successfully recovered all of their equipment in a presumably bloody melee that would eventually be heavily fictionalized and converted into the upcoming Jason Statham film, The Beekeeper 2. Stay tuned, folks. In 2027, it's not about a suicidal old lady and pensions or whatever this time. It's about a stolen amp.
That movie makes no sense. I'm a beekeeper.
I can't wait until we miss a week and release that episode.
Oh, I will definitely do The Beekeeper.
Yeah.
Any reason to do about an hour and a half of Statham is okay with me.
Nicolas Cage, Statham, we got them all here. To replace Doug after he vowed off both women and brothers, they auditioned about 100 drummers, then narrowed that down to 10 before picking some guy. In 2011, Noah and the Revolving Door of Wales released the full-length third studio album / aborted suicide note, Last Night on Earth, featuring the single of the week, LIFE GOESON.
So, just to recap, this curiously successful band continues to have success, and the only constant is that everybody else in the band quits and does seemingly less successful things.
Yes.
Except Laura Marling.
Well, I don't know. They quit to become, physicians and popular musicians. I don't know.
Okay, but still, everybody seems to join this band and be like, I hate you. I'm leaving.
Well, they hate something. I don't know what it is. None of them would answer my emails.
I think that's an answer in and of itself.
Fair enough. Also in 2011, Charlie Fink was listed at number 8 on NME's Cool List. What is NME's Cool List and just how cool is it, you ask? Great questions. Jack White topped the inaugural NME Cool List in 2002 with Meg coming in at number 6. And, that sounds right. A legitimate cool list in 2002 would put Jack at number 1 and Meg at number 6. Other luminaries that have been awarded the top honor are Justin Timberlake, class of 2003, Alex Turner of the Arctic Monkeys, class of 2005, and Laura Marling herself, class of 2010. To answer your question, pretty fucking cool. The year Charlie Fink was included, he lost to Azalea Banks, Lana Del Rey, Noel Gallagher, Dave Grohl, Laura Marling, and some other folk. But, Garrett, he did crush PJ Harvey, Drake, As Soon As Possible, Rocky, K-Way, Kurt Vile, Tyler, the Creator, Frank Turner, and Liam Gallagher in the ratings. So again, I say pretty fucking cool.
God, the names you're listing for consideration and who actually beat who, it's all just gibberish and nonsense.
Yeah, that's what the early 2010s were, Garrett.
I see. Also, I want to be on that list so bad.
Yeah, I don't think they do it anymore. In fact, I think they stopped the year that he was on it. Perhaps because he was on it. Perhaps NME abandoned this list just like everyone abandons his band.
Love it.
After that honor, Noah and the Whale toured a bunch, blah, blah, blah. They released Heart of Nowhere in 2013, again with a short film that presumably no one wanted. In May of 2013, Charlie was honored by GQ alongside Justin Timberlake, Tom Hiddleston, and Pharrell Williams as one of the most stylish men of the week, with his slip lapels and contrasting waistcoat by Spencer Hart, which he stylishly wore to Glastonbury. So again, Garrett, I say pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, but the album's not very good.
They played a show at Manchester's Deaf Institute, and after, I guess, not getting the reception they thought they should have, being demoralized by that, they went on hiatus and officially broke up in 2015.
Did they know they couldn't hear them?
I don't know. It might have been like a benefit for people that are supporting the deaf, but I like to believe that they did a thing just for a bunch of deaf people. Charlie then released a solo album called Cover My Tracks. He wrote the music and lyrics for a production of Dr. Seuss's The Lorax, which was, and I'm quoting here, the best family show since Matilda. He also wrote music for the shows As You Like It and The Man in the White Suit, which was, and I'm quoting here, 2 hours of pure delight, and wrote the songs for the film A Street Cat Named Bob. Now, for those of you in our audience who haven't seen that or read the book that it is based on, it is the memoir of a man named James Bowen, who is a homeless heroin addict until he adopted a stray cat named Bob, who cured him of his heroin addiction, either through some magic that the cat possessed or maybe by making him more responsible, or perhaps it's just a coincidence. Bob did then die. He immediately relapsed, but he did get clean eventually, but then he did become homeless again. It's unclear what happened to Charlie Fink after all of this, but Bob the cat did get to play himself in the movie before he died. James Bowen, unfortunately, did not get to play himself, but he did get to cameo as a guy getting his own autograph.
Weird. Now, I just want to say, I have not recognized a single book, movie, or television show you have mentioned this episode.
Yeah, that actually sounds about right.
Because you keep saying, oh, and then he did music for this, and he was on this. And I'm just like, what? What are these things? Was it on UPN, Tim? Was it on the WB? I don't know these properties.
Yeah, nobody does. It's a lot of plays or musicals or something.
All right.
I don't know. Anyway, that's about it. Garrett, Lisa needs braces.
Dental plan to you. I don't trust musicals, Tim. What are you? You song? You play? Pick one, right?
No, it's a combination between a song and a play, you see, Garrett.
Ooh, I don't see.
We'll get into this in our listener mail. We will come back to this moment. I promise you that.
All right, I'm going to hold you to it, and if you don't, you owe me $1. And I get to kick you in the face.
No,
okay,
well, that's too much. That's too much.
Well, you better be right then. Great history, Tim. Can't wait to kick you in the face. That brings us to the song itself.
I wish you'd stop ending sentences like that.
It's just such a great bookend. Before we talk about the song, let's play a little clip. Here it is, folks, in case you never heard it. Noah and the Whale, Lifegoeson.
Goeson. What you don't have now will come back again. You got heart.
Yeah, you've ruined this song for me with that song, which is quite an achievement. Because all I hear is the rhythm of that song, but not even the rhythm of that song, the rhythm of you shouting that song to this song.
Well, let me try it here. Lifegoeson. Doesn't really work, but it's good. It's close enough.
Lifegoeson.
Well, let me try another one here for you, Garrett. Respect.
That is blasphemous.
Banas. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you should be. This is a new low.
Yes. But this song in particular, Garrett, this is extremely generic rock. There's absolutely nothing special in the music here. It could be like, picture any late stage 90s alt rock band. What they were doing in 2011, that's what this sounds like. Whatever those bands are doing today, Christian rock, anything that lacks personality, a lot of those late 2000s, early 2010s folk adjacent bands did things like this. There's a lot of needless harmonization. It tries blah.
It tries to mask the fact that it's a mediocre song with, we're all doing it together. It's an anthem. We're singing. That's a great way to put it. It's an attempt to turn the most generic song you've ever heard into an anthem through sheer force of will, and it just doesn't work. And it's kind of a shame because I'm not a huge fan of this band's music in general, but earlier in their career, a lot of these bands' music, and honestly a lot of the lyrics in this song kind of remind me of Fun or Vampire Weekend or maybe like American Authors, a more saccharine Mumford or Lumineers. But they used to have at least kind of a distinct sound to a lot of their music, particularly that first album where they had the, slightly off instrumentation, the song structures and such. But this feels like it's designed to be played in a Starbucks. And again, everyone in this band is good at making music, but this is super hollow. Yeah, it's just very generic. It's super mediocre. It is middle of the road. It is reminiscent. I'm not gonna tip it just yet. It is reminiscent of at least two very recognizable American standards. Mm-hmm. At least two artists that I think come to mind when I hear this song. And you better believe people's brains recognize that pattern and just go, yeah, this is good. But it's not good.
It's not.
It's using dance moves, to quote Tom Segura. It's extra fringe around a very mediocre song to make it appear as though you're having a better time than you really are.
Yep, this is like ant rock or aunt rock, as you say. It's and I know you won't be picturing this, our audience probably will picture this, the heartfelt scene in How I Met Your Mother rock. It's Big Bang Theory montage scene rock. It's CBS rock. This is the type of song Zach Braff would insist will change your life, except in previous years that was significantly better than what this is, but I am just not here for this song.
Yeah, this could have made its way onto Garden State 3.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Florida.
That's the way. Yeah, that's exactly the way to say it too, because it's not good enough for Garden State 1. It's not good enough for the sequel to Garden State. But that trequel,
that third
if
one,
you will,
it went straight to Tubi.
yeah, it's
that
good enough for that.
Yeah, maybe they didn't even get Braff. Who's a Braff understudy? Nathan Fillion, maybe.
Oh no,
no.
Nathan Fillion's better than Zach Braff, Garrett.
No, I mean in the Hollywood hierarchy. Zach Braff's got films and television. Nathan Fillion is the king of failed pilots. He's in Serenity and anything James Gunn can sneak him into.
Mm.
He might. No, that's Kyle Chandler. Anyway, doesn't matter. He's the new Green Arrow.
Green Lantern.
That too.
He's Green Arrow?
No, it's Lantern.
Mm.
I just don't know things. There is a Green Arrow.
But it's not him.
Or maybe he's just Arrow.
Let's
but he's
move
not
on.
Yeah, we should, right? Musically, Tim. Inoffensive. It's fine.
It's aggressively inoffensive. It's made to be something that no one could possibly object to. It's as if they were just like, well, let's make Tim and Garrett look crazy by saying they don't like this. How could anyone not like this?
It feels like something, and I've never seen the show, but it feels like a song that would have been on that High School Musical show to help somebody move through a tough time in high school, but because it's, network television, that tough time is that time that Cindy got microbangs and really felt self-conscious. But hey, LIFEGOESON. You've got
When
heart.
you say microbangs, are you talking about sort of a D. Antwoord haircut? Because if so, that's a big problem.
It's not that big of a problem.
LIFEDONTGOESON in that scenario, friends. That's terrible.
I've seen girls that can pull it off.
No, you haven't. No one has ever been
have.
able to pull that off, Garrett. That is the ugliest haircut I've ever seen. And if you're listening to this, listen, I'm sure you're very pretty. I'm sure you're very sweet. Get a different haircut. You look silly. You could look better. Now, I do agree, though, that this was probably covered on Glee.
Oh, what was Glee?
It was the one with Jane Lynch. And it's essentially a High School Musical. It's a bunch of people singing.
Yeah, what the fuck's the difference?
I don't know. I've never seen either.
Oh, I think High School Musical's Disney might be a Disney movie.
Maybe.
Glee is definitely what I was thinking of.
Ah, fair enough.
In any event, it's a bunch of kids singing about some shit that ain't that big of a deal. And the words and music are so inoffensive that you could get away with it in a middle school shit talent show.
Yeah.
Okay, so if the music is a 5 out of 10, not terribly offensive, but not wowing anybody, that brings us to the words.
Ugh.
And I'll just kick us off. Lisa likes brandy and the way it hits her lips. She's a rock and roll survivor with pendulum hips. She's got deep brown eyes that have seen it all. Let's just pause right there.
Yeah. This is a terrible Chat GPT attempt to write like Tom Petty or like maybe more accurately like a John Cougar Mellencamp song, maybe Bruce Springsteen on an off day. But it's just this faux working class heartland thing that, like, again, if you know who's singing it, that doesn't make any goddamn sense.
I said it was the most subtly legally distinct version of the Kinks' Lola I've ever heard.
Yes. Yep.
Lisa likes brandy and the way it hits her lips. She's a rock and roll survivor with pendulum hips. So say Lola. I meant to say Lisa.
Yeah, gotcha.
God, you are just the worst.
It does have that general vibe to it. I will give you that.
What are we actually saying? We're saying that Lisa likes to drink a bunch and that she's had some hard living. She's got some curvy hips.
Yeah, she's got a real honky-tonk badonkadonk.
Let's keep going. Working at a nightclub that was called The Avenue, the barmen used to call her Little Lisa Looney Tunes. She went down on almost anyone.
Let's pause
Sounds
again.
Like a pretty cool lady.
Yeah, this is really telling, right? Because, okay, so the story he's setting up, in my mind, this Looney Tunes Little Lisa lady is just slinging BJs to anyone who walks in that front door of that bar. Almost anyone, though. Because Garrett, he keeps walking out the back door and coming back in through the front, trying to get her attention. And, I know she sees me. What's wrong with me? I love BJs. I want a BJ. Why won't she look over in my direction? And I really love the idea, Garrett, that this is a guy who's he does not know that prostitution is a thing, and he's just getting super jealous that some lady won't bang him or go down on him or whatever, but he's just banging all his friends, and he's, what do I have to do to get this girl's attention?
Hey, Lisa that stands out in front of the Circle K? Yeah? Lisa Looney Tunes? Yeah. I have bought her flowers. I have taken her to dinner twice. I've walked her to that motel where she likes to stay 4 times, and not a single blowjob. What's going on? You bought a prostitute flowers? Oh.
What's a prostitute?
And by prostitute, you mean...
Oh, I've actually got some really good news for you, friends.
Honestly, this might be the one version of the story where being a prostitute is less sad. Because my notes say, so Lisa's got a pretty low self-esteem and it sounds like she's being harassed at work.
That could also be the case.
She went down on almost anyone. It's so cheery about this woman and her horrible life.
Yeah.
And from the hard time living till the Chelsea days. From when her hair was sweet blonde till the day it turned gray. She said, Lola, I meant to say Lisa.
We're definitely John Cougar Mellencamping around, like, conceptually or thematically, I guess. But yeah, this is a very Lola rendition. I will grant you that. That's accurate.
Yeah, it's a Lola delivery with a John Cougar Mellencamp / the BJP man, sort of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm listing stuff, and it's things you know, and we're talking about them together, and that makes you feel good. I know the song's not very good, but listen to these things you recognize.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Song continues, Tim. We've spoiled the shit out of it. Might as well. Don't do it. Do not. I saw you inhale. Don't.
All right. You do the chorus. I will add some backing vocals. Go ahead.
LIFEGOESON. You got more money and sense, my friend. You've got heart, and you go in your own way.
Every time I hear the way he says heart, I want to punch him in the throat.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to really try to mimic it as best I could without actually singing. So they talk about this woman, her terrible existence, her wasted life, her ocean of regrets, her drinking problem, her sexual addiction and or prostitution. And they go, listen, you got more than money and sense. You got heart. And you like to do things your own way. Now, if sucking and fucking your way across these states from one 18-wheeler truck stop to the next is your own way, go for it, I suppose. But this is a deeply disturbing and sad tale, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And I think this is where it gives up the game, because they try to make it seem like it's going to be a gritty drama. And then because they're these twee fucks from Twittenham or whatever, it just turns into a motivational cat poster. Because you can't, unless you're doing some sort of funny or die bit, you can't have a woman just worn down by life in the first verse, just finishing up a regretful truck stop BJ, and then just turn to camera, shrug, and say, "Po buddy's nerfect." It doesn't. It's just stupid. This song.
It's the equivalent of that fucking poor pelican that was the dishwasher in the Flintstones. It's a living.
Exactly. Yeah. And
it's not a living.
The song seems like it's the equivalent of a reconnaissance era, Maddie McSee project, but really it's not. It's Maddie McSee's terrible actual personality. It's some asshole that's just keep living, LIVIN, living. And it fucking annoys the shit out of me. Now, here's the obvious question, I think. Why the spelling?
I think they were looking for a fun and creative way to take a mediocre song and turn it into an awful, awful song.
So just to be cute, right? But the problem is the lyrics write it out like it's supposed to stand for something. So you know me, Garrett, I got the brain thing. I looked through this song for clues. I tried the first letter of each line, the last letter. I took a trip to Bletchley Park to see if maybe World War II era decoders could help. Alan Turing and Gordon Welchman both failed me, so I came up with my own.
The dead.
Yeah, they were dead, Garrett, but their machine works. Here's what I came up with.
You tried the Turing machine to decode what is clearly just supposed to represent spelling out the words. Fantastic. Please don't let me interrupt. Keep going.
I understand. I am aware, dear listener, that the word knob starts with a K, but they're English, so I'm gonna go with it. Life is finite. Ergo, go on. Enjoy sucking on a knob.
Life is finite. Ergo, go on.
Enjoy sucking on a knob, or enjoy sucking on nuts. It's a love song to this poor woman who's just going down on everybody except the one guy that wants it.
I get her a strawberry Fanta every time I go to that gas station, and still nothing, just a smile and a "Hey baby."
I feel like you've changed a lot about this woman.
She is a lot lizard. Crawls around the parking lot, says hi to everybody. What are you getting at? Oh boy. Are you new to this?
I'm from Twickenham. Oh, okay. This actually all makes sense.
What's the British version of a lot lizard? Let's see. What do they have? They always call a parking lot a car park.
Yes, a boot girl, perhaps. From the car boot. That's kind of fun. Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's a shipyard attendant.
What?
Well, it's something. It's going to be fancy. They like their ships there. They ruled the seas for so long.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I see what you're saying.
Boot girl. We'll come back.
I like car park peacock or a park pelican. Park penguin?
Oh, park pelican is great. Do they have pelicans there? Maybe it should be an even trashier bird.
It's an island. Of course they have pelicans. It could be like a park pangolin. Those things that caused
Did they though, Garrett? Did they? All right. We'll save that for our other podcast. The one that's not allowed on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm not even going to say what I was going to say. It would get this not allowed on YouTube. Let's see. Platypus. Ooh, a park platypus. A parkapus.
See, that just sounds like a prostitute, though.
Well, they are. Oh, you know what it is? It's a park pigeon. Hey, why don't you go on over that park pigeon, dog?
I don't know. Yeah. I feel like we should really incorporate seagull in some way.
A suckgull.
Okay, now you're just being crass. Let's move on.
I gave you several really great ideas here.
Yeah, you did.
Listeners write in hatePodMail@gmail.com. What is the British version of a lot lizard? Is it a park pangolin?
And make it classy.
Yeah, classy as fuck, you guys. Song continues.
Some people wear their history like a map on their face, and Joey was an artist just living out of case. But his best work was his letters home, extended works of fiction about imaginary success, when chorus girls and neon were his closest things to friends. But to a writer, the truth is no big deal. I find this really tiresome. This is from a guy who went to school that was founded 267 years before these United States of America, which some are saying is the greatest country of all time. You could also say that about Hugh Grant, though. If I knew this guy's personal life and it was Hugh Grantian, you know? Because that guy loves some pendulum-hipped chorus girls.
Yeah.
But this guy, there's no arrests to assume that this guy's out there, you know, mixing it up with those pangolins or whatever you said.
Yeah, definitely not autobiographical.
No.
Now, I will say, if you were trying to find a story that is somehow sadder than that lot lizard we just got done talking about, this guy might be worse.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're getting at is maybe the fundamental question that will drive the rest of this song. What does the person you just described do for a living?
They are essentially jobless.
Yeah, but what are they trying to do? They're an artist just living out of case. So presumably a musician?
Yeah, maybe. Possibly a terrible songwriter. And I don't know if they're saying that he's extremely good at writing those letters home, like he's a songwriter who should just, you know, write fiction or something, right? You know.
I think they're saying that his music is so bad, the only thing he has to be proud of is his fantastical lies.
Ah, all right.
Yeah, he's very convincing about his lies. Maybe he's a traveling caricature artist.
Oh, now that's a good profession. If you're good at it.
Sure. If you're not, then they're just portraits.
Just extremely accurate portraits.
All right, sir. I think you're going to be pretty pleased with this. This looks just like me. Yep, riding a skateboard.
He goes on, and from the hard time living to the sleepless nights, and the black and blue body from the weekend fights, he'd say, L-I-F-B-G-O-E-S-O-N. So, Garrett, the black and blue body from weekend fights, this is the two big bags of sand of describing what fights are like. This is how somebody who puts their thumb inside their fingers when making a fist would describe the aftermath of a fight. Nobody is buying this, Charlie.
Yeah, he's not a physical fella. I chose to think that this song is about a traveling bouncer like Swayze is in Roadhouse.
Like Jake Gyllenhaal is in Roadhouse even.
Haven't seen it. The good Roadhouse is somehow they just gloss over it, but Patrick Swayze appears to be a traveling bouncer.
Mm-hmm. You can make good money that way.
Unless you're a pacifist, in which case you're just opening doors for people. That's the only thing that would explain why he's constantly getting in fights, because everything up until this time is implied that he's at least a musician, and so I don't fully understand. But
well, again,
it gets
maybe
weirder.
Okay. What if he is a caricaturist that just is really mean? Nobody asked for a really, really good roast in this caricature, and you know, he's just drawing guys' girlfriends, all, you know, like the girl in the first verse, and they're just beating the shit out of him afterward.
Buddy, what is this? It's a caricature. There's your girlfriend right there. It looks just like her. Yeah, and what's she doing? She's sucking my Okay, you're fired.
Yeah, and I'm gonna black and bluish you.
Yeah. All right, that brings us to the bridge, and I only have more questions.
Yes.
On my last night on Earth, I won't look to the sky. Just breathe in the air and blink in the light. On my last night on Earth, I'll pay a high price to have no regrets and be done with my life.
Yeah, it randomly veers into, you know, when you write a suicide note and you have to come up with a poem, you know, T.S. Eliot style up front. as sort of like an intro so that everyone kind of gets the vibe you're going for. This feels like that.
Yeah. I want everyone to know the headspace I was in when I was doing this.
Mm-hmm. Suicidal.
Conversely, it also sounds like a confession. Like he's going to have to pay a high price to have no regrets and be done with his life.
Oh, that does not work. Do not go to confession at the Catholic Church or pay indulgences. That is not helping at all.
No. Another theory, perhaps the high prices he's going to have to pay someone to kill him so that he can die in peace.
Oh, yeah. So he's kind of doing like a Fletch thing, except for real.
Is that what Fletch is about?
The guy hires him he says there's like pancreatic cancer and there's money in the safe and come and pretend to rob me and kill me so that his family can get the insurance money. And then it turns out he's going to kill Chevy Chase and set him on fire so that the police think that he's the dead guy, and then he's going to take that money. It's a dark movie, Garrett. It's a dark
I thought he was
movie.
A reporter.
Yeah, he is. He is.
With a penchant for Lakers games.
Yeah, exactly. But this young Richmond has mistaken him for some sort of beach bum homelessman because that's the look he's going for, you see.
A lot of beach bums in sport coats. Okie dokie. So yeah, he's either going to kill himself, pay someone to kill him, or either way he seems to be confessing to something. I'm not clear what. That brings us to the chorus again, which is just as obnoxious as when the song began. And that's it, folks. That brings us to the music video. And Tim, I haven't said this for a really long time. One of the most disappointing music videos of all time.
Super disappointing music video is my first note.
This thing sucks.
It does. They really didn't try. Charlie Fink co-directed this, I'll have you know that.
Well, guess what, Charlie? You failed. This sucks. Okay, you know what? You didn't fail. You failed to impress. It is a competently directed music video.
You failed to have an idea.
Yes. There is no idea here. Let's go through it so that we can be done. We open in what I'm going to call a bar on a Wurlitzer vertical jukebox, which to me was the most interesting part of the whole music video. I love it when records are played vertically. It's what happened? And then the band is just sitting there on a bench and singing. Cool. Camera pulls in tight to reveal Lisa, who is behind them. And she looks more like Marilyn Monroe than I was expecting. She's dancing around and lolling around on the various benches and chairs. Not very impressive. Doesn't look like she was given very good direction. Then we see Joey, the musician / traveling caricaturist / traveling bouncer, as the band again sings in the foreground. Then suddenly we're at a diner and he's writing those letters that we heard about, bragging about the life he doesn't have. Then the band is on a stage in the diner, a bunch of out-of-focus shots of the band members. Then the band is on a small stage that we have yet to see until this point. More Lisa dancing. Finally, Lisa takes off her blonde wig, revealing, oh my goodness, she's a brunette. We see all the band members one more time. And folks, that's it. That's the entire music video in 60 seconds or less, and it sucks.
Yeah, it's really half-assed and it really sucks. It just sucks. This is a suck video for a suck song made by suck boys.
It really is not great. You know, I didn't even point out the fact that the chorus also sounds like, whatchamacallit there, Tom Petty.
Yeah, it does.
The part where they say you go in your own way sounds exactly like, don't come around here no more. It's identical.
Yep.
You go in your own way. Same fucking thing. And that brings us to how did it do, Tim? How did it do?
Meh. This hit number 14 in the UK and Scotland, number 26 in Ireland. It has sales plus streaming figures in the neighborhood of 600,000 in the UK. Technically counts as platinum, but meh. It's a mediocre, is my point.
Got it. Okie dokie. Well, Tim, that's how it did. What did people think of it?
Well, there were only 7 Amazon reviews for this song, 4.4 out of 5 stars on average, 60% 5 stars, 0% 1 star. That math obviously does not work out at all. But Ned, 2011, said, smooth vocals on top of a catchy rhythm with a great chores makes this song a must listen to. Download it. It's free. While less dark than Crash Test Dummies' it constructs a similar narrative as it tells the story of a few characters probably loosely based on people known by members of the Bang at some point in their careers. I like it. It works. 5 out of 5 stars. Jetty 3, also 2011. Both in musical structure and lyrically, the song treads the same ground as the classic Walk on the Wild Side by Lou Reed. That's not a bad thing, because Noah and the Whale brings something new. a fun, gentle, hip swinging feel, and a pleasantly catchy spelledout chorus. If you like plain-spoken, sunny, and hooky little tunes, check it out. 4 out of 5 stars. spelledout.
I hate you so much. I hate these reviews. I hate you.
Yes. Now, the YouTube comments, Garrett, are mostly horrifying. It's mostly, my friend was diagnosed with a brain tumor. He died, but I listened to this song. I'm going to skip all those, but let me assure you there are hundreds. Hyporealism 3 years ago. This is my favorite band and also my 2 favorite Darren Aronofsky movies.
Oh, I didn't know The Whale was an Aronofsky movie.
Oh, yeah.
Huh. Mm-hmm. I don't much care for Darren Aronofsky films.
They're terrifying and upsetting. They're good. They're well made, and I don't want them.
Yeah, I still don't understand that one about the tree and the
No, that was just a bad movie. Mr. Avocado's one is about trying to kill himself a bunch of times. I'm going to skip that.
Thank you.
Greer XC14 1 year ago. This is my HOTTOGO.
It's yours too.
Yep. Aberdogany DV5LU 1 year ago. I remember back in London, 2010. I was just going inside an old street station and there he was, the vocalist of the group, going in the same time. He was wearing a long black coat and made a smiley face when he noticed I was staring at him and smiling. My face was all red and I was actually very happy that day that I saw him. Put my headphones on as I was going down the escalators and played this song. He made my day. Heart. 2024 anyone? Laughing emoji heart. Now, this is definitely a lie, particularly given that this took place in 2010 and this song came out in 2011. But who is this a lie for? Who could possibly be impressed with this nonsense?
I don't know. Also, nobody makes a smiley face. They smile.
Yeah.
They don't make a smiley face. What's wrong with America?
Yeah. Actually, I found a Discogs link. It claims that this may have been released on CD briefly in 2010. Every other reference I can say says January 2011. I choose to believe that Abner Dogani DV5LU is a fucking liar.
Dude, it's crazy what people will lie about for no apparent reason.
Yeah, because if you said, I know this guy, he's my best friend, we hang out a lot, that's not impressive. But I saw him once and he smiled? What's wrong with you?
I've seen a lot of people. They may or may not have smiled, but
they do not usually smile at you.
Okay, that's rude. It's true. Yep. It's damn true. When I smile at people, they don't smile back.
No, they don't.
I have to actively think, look injured, and then people smile at me.
Yes, it's because you're so threatening, and your smile bears your ape-like teeth.
I do not have 8 teeth.
You have piranha teeth, Garrett. Well, okay, let me rephrase. You had piranha teeth, and then you got all your teeth torn out.
Had them aped.
Yes. VPPAF 11 years ago. GREATSONG. Uncle John from Australia 2 years ago. Damn, this song hit hard when you're 30 and feeling tired of existing. Oh, that might be a suicide.
Oh my God.
One more here. This is Roisin is Rainbow from 14 years ago. Apparently defending him. I don't know to who because this doesn't seem to be in reference to anyone. Well, he can't control how he sounds when he sings.
I would argue he can.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what singing is. It's literally the art of controlling one's voice. God damn it. Great reviews, Tim. Who's this for?
This is for your aunt in Starbucks. That's...
Yeah.
It might be for James Gunn. I'm sure he loves it.
I don't know.
It's going to be in that next Peacemaker, Garrett. It's going to be used ironically, but you know that he's enjoying it.
I'll be surprised if we see another Peacemaker. I think it's meant for festivals. It's meant to be played live.
It is, and it's one of those songs that's to try and get the crowd into it, but the crowd better not get into this. I'm going to be pissed.
Oh, they're getting into it, Tim. It's a bunch of tweens and idiots.
Oh, so tweens and idiots, along. That's who it's for.
Nailed it. Also, if you're sad and you want to just wallow around in depression and feeling awful, there's way better songs. Just go ahead and look up an album called A Crow Looked at Me.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
If you're struggling with mental health issues or depression, do not listen to that album.
Agreed.
It will tip you over the edge.
Yeah,
it's the saddest thing I've ever heard. It's so good. Which I think it might make me cry.
Oh, yeah. Well, let me rephrase. Not you.
God, it's good, though. Well, no, not me. The metaphorical me.
Right.
Yes.
Anyone but you is what you're saying when you said you. Yes, I get it.
Yeah, you get it. Alrighty, Tim, that brings us to final thoughts. Is there anything that you haven't let loose out of your little brain before we ask the big question?
Yeah, I just want to say that this fulfilled neither the obligations of Sexy Spring or Sublime Summer.
Oh, how long have you been saying Sublime Summer and I've been blocking it out?
Just last episode.
Okay.
But I've been saying it.
Neither of those things are things. Just to be super clear on the record.
Not yet.
Sublime Summer. But there's probably, 3 albums we could do?
We could listen to every one of their compilation albums and completely take care of a summer. And then, Garrett, Sublime with Rome Fall. Followed by the winter of Sublime with Jacob.
Welcome back to another week of sadomasochism. I'm your host, Garrett Harvey. With me as always, Tiffany Richardson. We're queuing up another Sublime weekend.
Garrett, do you hate this song? Did I get you there? Did they get you there? Did you get yourself there this week?
Yes.
Yay! I take credit.
I don't think that's appropriate, but I do hate it. I think that I would be frustrated to hear this song again, and I'll be even more frustrated if the music video ever pops up, because it is just a nothings music. Money was wasted making that.
That's absolutely true.
What about you, Tim? Did you have a change of heart, or do you still hate this album?
No, I still hate it, and I think people should stop spelling in songs unless they're awesome ladies who are great at singing stuff and have a catchy spell. You know what? Even then, we already have those songs. No more spelling in songs.
Are you at all familiar with the song Saturday Night by the Bay City Rollers?
Oh, yeah.
It does open with an S-A-T-U-R-D-A-Y. Hey, hey. And I think it's okay because it opens the song.
We'll have to have it on the show. B-A-N-A-N-A-S is a great exception.
Oh,
R-E-S-P-E-C-T, H-O-T-T-O-G-O. These are all great exceptions to the rule, but this song, Garrett, is not. This song sucks. Also, Hot to Go is not great.
That brings us to listener mail. Tim, would you like to go first or should I?
Well, Garrett, for once, I really think that you've done a good job this episode. I would like you to take the lead.
All right, get ready for a long and rambling email.
God damn it.
This one's from Dave. Dave titles his email, Kill Pat Finnerty.
I feel like I want to go first now.
It's too late. Hello, Tim, the funky one Richardson, and Garrett, the scary one Harvey. He does listen.
Accurate.
Hey, I've been listening to your show for a while now, and as someone who isn't Danish, I have even found myself laughing on more than one occasion. That's good to hear. Well, this is where it gets weirdly... Okay, he's going to talk about us as though he's not talking to us, which is very strange.
Love it.
The hosts have a very good, but also very platonic heterosexual chemistry.
Accurate.
The bits and stories add a lot of personality. And the songs and albums you discuss are very nostalgic, even if it's in a, oh, I remember this shit song sort of way.
Now, this guy is trying to claim he's not Danish? Or is it the way you're reading it that makes him sound so goddamn Danish?
Unclear, because then it says, written out, line break. And there's a line break.
He might be Danish.
He might be a robot. So that begs the question, one I've heard you yourselves ask before on the show. Why isn't this podcast more successful? Is it the obvious sexual tension making viewers uncomfortable? Impossible. Tim acts pretty gay sometimes, but looks completely straight. That is to say bald. And Big G, Garrett, to his credit, only looks gay occasionally, but acts completely straight all the time. What is this assessment? Anyway, this is a decent argument for reading the email before we get on the show, but we're going to keep going. These are obviously two completely heterosexual men who have simply fallen victim to some of the mannerisms and fashions of large liberal cities, i.e. Houston, or TBA, in parentheses, the Big Apple.
Houston?
The Big Apple?
Well, that's accurate.
Then is it Gino, the old geriatric and overworked Italian, might be slow on the draw, but if there's one thing fascists are known for, it's being well organized. Which suggests there's likely no financial mismanagement, at least on his end.
Absolutely not. I will say this, Garrett, he is underworking. I don't know if he's underworked, but overworked is definitely not a description of him.
No, he's underworked. He is suspiciously underworked. He doesn't do the things we ask.
That's true.
There were a few more theories I had, but I will omit them for the sake of time, because as I was researching this topic, I came across something very disturbing. Pat Finnerty 221,000 YouTube subscribers, 1.6 million views on his most popular video. A video on Danny California, no less, which is a good song. Stupid fucker. Anyway, if you do the math, there's a limited amount of people who like music, and an even more limited amount of people who love music so much they would spend time hating other music. So let me ask you, Tim, Garrett, and possibly the intern screening these emails. How many of those do you think are listening to podcasts about hating music? That's right, exactly 221,000. P. Finney has a chokehold on this industry, and it's only going to get worse now that YFBSP, I don't know what that is, I don't know what that is, have drunken themselves into a pathetic hillbilly stupor and have probably been washed away in the floods last year.
Oh, your favorite band sucks.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
podcast.
Listen, I don't want to speak ill of it.
Uh-huh.
I
see.
Not gonna
Got it. Full stop.
More.
Got it. Okay. It's only getting worse now that your favorite band sucks have drunken themselves into a pathetic hillbilly stupor and have probably been washed away in those floods last year or this year or next year if they're somehow still alive. Evergreen content, my ass. Point is, WIHT is the last stand against the finnerization of our beloved music-hating podcast ecosystem. If he is allowed to keep churning out his biased, incorrect, vile programming, we will never see a new music-hating podcast again. Imagine that. Never again will we witness a young Tim or a less old Garrett. The solution? It's pretty simple, really. Kill Pat Finnerty.
Okay, we've got to have bleeped at least a little bit of that.
I don't think so, because they're not our words.
Okay.
Without his bloated YouTube channel absorbing the audience that rightfully belongs to independent hatecasters like yourselves, the podsphere will return to its natural balance. And I suspect every music-hating podcast will receive at least 50,000 new subscribers, likely as soon as the day that P. Finney becomes a ghost. So who should be the one to do it? Pat seems like a meek, small-fisted man, making him an easy target for Garrett. But Tim could also handle him easily with a surprise strangle attack from behind. Accurate.
That is not the... Bleep that. I'm going at any angle.
Right, but you always come in from the bottom. Anyway, the tricky part will be getting past all the gates and security cameras at Pat's big mansion. But after that, it should be a walk in the park or courtyard, which Pat has both of on his property. Jesus, really? I know it seems risky, but you both have allegedly taken human lives. Sorry. I know it seems risky, but you both have allegedly taken human lives before, and the spoils of victory will be well worth it.
We absolutely
Most of his hands,
have.
Yeah, wait, haven't.
Have.
Not. Stop confessing to murders. Most of his fans will have nowhere to go, and being one of the last gigs in town, a huge portion of those pod refugees will go straight to WIHTA. I love that in parentheses he puts, why I hate this album.
This guy is definitely Danish.
I thought you were going to say dangerous. Victory is yours for the taking, boys. But don't just do it for yourselves. Do it for all the up-and-coming hate casters and the RHCP fans victimized by this sick man. Death to Pat Finnerty. Viva Danny California.
I love it.
End of email.
Great email.
Yeah, great email. Terrifying stuff. We won't be killing anybody, just to be clear.
Link.
I might bleep that. Tim, what email do you have encouraging us to kill other people?
Well, Garrett, I have an email from Morgan titled Chess... the musical. Previously on Why I Hate This Album podcast. Said in a lost voice. In the Murray Head prepisode, first broadcast on September 16th, 2025, Tim asked Gary to see Chess with him off-Broadway, and Gary laughed while he said no. Gary then said there is no way that Chess, the musical, is still a thing. Tim said it had to be playing somewhere, just not Broadway. Then there was a tangent about the worst states. Sounds right. Now on Why I Hate This Podcast emails. Well, Chess got brought back to Broadway on November 16th, 2025. The show has a star-studded cast and multiple options for merch purchases. Now that it is a Broadway production again, will you go see it? Will you walk around the mean streets of New York with a shirt that says One Night in Bangkok? Will you petition to get both Murray and Anthony Head to star as the opposing male leads? Will you wear your matching Thai fishing pants on the cutest date to ever be sponsored by Why I Hate This Album? This, Morgan, you have been listening to the deep cuts. I will give you that. Now, the one thing you have failed to mention, and something that I said we would come back to today, I promise that. Garrett hates musicals because Garrett hates joy. Garrett is a bad sport. Garrett, well, he's a bit of a Scrooge. He's a scoundrel. He's a
That's true.
Well, an international man
of a
mystery.
scallywag.
Yeah, a scallywag indeed. So I'd love to. I can wear tie pants and some sort of weird shirt about Bangkok. I will petition.
I don't know if that meets the dress code.
They don't have a dress code anymore, Garrett. Broadway is...
For the show, Tim, we have a dress code.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Broadway. Broadway, and this is true, has given up.
Yeah, they're just dying for somebody to come. They don't care what you look like.
Now, Morgan, I'm super in, and Gary, if you would like to go, we can go.
I would,
Gary, for the show.
We didn't even go see Dog Day or Glengarry.
I wanted to go see this both.
Shit. Yeah, I did too.
No, but neither one of those is a musical. They both should have been musicals. That would have been amazing.
Coffee's for closers. That's who gets to have some coffee. Jeez. Oh, man, that's good stuff. I am just a lonely coffee pot. I don't remember much about either of those movies. Okay, Attica. No, I like your idea much more than what they made. Will I go see Chess? Maybe. I do like to do it for the show. I am bemused, that's the word, that we shared that we may or may not own matching tie fishing pants, and that Morgan filed that away as, that's cute, they have matching pants. Like, when the fuck did we talk about that?
I don't know. Probably several times, though. They're great pants. So comfortable.
They really are.
They used to be referred to as diaper pants, although
That's really correct.
Quite unlike a diaper. But that's how one time in 2008, maybe?
15?
No, that was the first trip we ever made to Moab. It was the one where we just went rock climbing and for some reason stayed in goddamn Colorado. And we saw that Christian Bale Terminator movie. Anyway, some river rat told us about them and described them as diaper pants, and Garrett was so enamored by the idea of matching diaper pants for the two of us that he went out and bought us tie fishing pants, and they are glorious.
Yeah, they're really goddamn comfortable. That's fascinating that she remembered that. Now, Tim, something stood out to me. You're a little encyclopedia of the show. When did we release our now classic One Night in Bangkok episode?
September 16th, 2025, as she notes in her email. Or he...
No, well, I can't be expected to listen to everything you say. Did we single-handedly revive national interest in that musical such that it was brought back to a Broadway production?
Well, according to either him or her, Morgan, it was apparently brought back exactly 2 months after we released that episode. And if I know anything about Broadway, it takes exactly 2 months to finance, produce, and put on a musical on Broadway.
Absolutely. And not a day more. So, yeah, you're welcome, cast of Chess. Look at us, job creators.
You're welcome, future us. We get to go see that.
Well,
let's do it. Let's just do it.
Do you know how much of that musical is not going to be One Night in Bangkok?
I don't know. Probably most of it, but I'm willing.
Yeah.
I'm willing. Maybe the other songs are just as great. I don't know. Did I like that song? I don't even remember. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's keep going. Great email, Tim.
You too, friend. Really did a bang-up job this week.
That brings us to Music News of the Weird. Should you go first or should I?
Well, in case you also got sex daughter news, I think I should go first.
I don't think I do.
Music News of the Weird.
In sex daughter news, Steven Tyler is disgusting and has been for more than half a century, but he might actually be held partially accountable for a very small part of his sex daughtery actions at some point. Julia Misley, aka Julia Hokum at the time, an alleged sex daughter of Mr. Tyler, filed a child sexual assault lawsuit against him in 2022, alleging sexual assault, sexual battery, and intentional infliction of emotional distress, the latter of which should not be a crime. It can't possibly be a crime. That's 43% of my persona on this show. And if it is, I apologize. But Garrett, when she was 15 to 16 and he was 26, he, as you know, as we all know from our now classic Aerosmith episode, he allegedly coerced and persuaded her into believing that their 3-year relationship was a romantic love affair and not what it very clearly was. Also, Garrett, he made her get an abortion. Also, Garrett, he wrote in his 2011 memoir, She was 16. She knew how to nasty, and there wasn't a hair on it. With my bad self being 26 and she barely old enough to drive and sexy as hell, I just fell madly in love with her. She was my heart's desire, my partner in crimes of passion. I was so in love, I almost took a teen bride. I went and slept at her parents' house for a couple of nights, and her parents fell in love with me, signed papers over for me to have custody so I wouldn't get arrested if I took her out of state. I took her on tour with me. Now, most of the charges were unfortunately thrown out because states have a statute of limitations on child abuse for some reason, but unfortunately for him, he took her across state lines into California, which had an age of consent of 18 at the time, well, it still does, and has a look-back window that allows for lawsuits regardless, or irregardless, as Garrett says, of statute of limitations. You see, Garble, California removed time limits for sexual assault cases after the allegations against your one-time favorite comedian, Billiam Cosby. Misley will be able to sue over one allegation stemming from an incident in a public hot tub in 1974 when she was 16 years old. So the 78-year-old monster will likely go to trial for being a gross child molesty monster in California at the end of August in LA Superior Court. His lawyer complained about this, saying the court has decided that only one night 50 plus years ago out of a 3-year relationship is allowed to remain. And Garrett, I agree. That seems unfair. Let's put the whole relationship back in court.
What's his point?
Frankly, it is my opinion, not fact or even allegation, but just my very untrue and irrelevant opinion that he is a gross monster, and I personally hope that exponentially increasingly bad things befall him in the future before and until he ages out, as they say.
Interesting. Yeah, that's monstrous. Jesus Christ.
Why would he write any of that in his... I'm not defending or saying I'm happy, I guess, that he admitted all of this in his memoir, but don't describe it like that. Don't do that. That's not... Ugh
is right.
She knew how to nasty, is how he described a child.
Also, she was not your partner in crimes of desire.
She was his
She was
abuse
your victim.
Yep.
Yeah, victim in crimes of desire.
Mm-hmm.
But you were correct in identifying them as crimes.
Absolutely. Garrett, what sex daughter news do you have? Or non-sex daughter news. It can be non-sex daughter news. But if you do have sex daughter news, this would be the place to tell us that.
I've got two that are close. I'll start with the top. I'd rather be locked away in a Turkish prison than spend a single minute in this place with these people. Takeshi 6ix9ine celebrated his girlfriend Alade Alter's pregnancy at their gender reveal party Friday. But
now, listener, Garrett edited it out, but he did say farty.
I did say farty.
Continue.
God damn it. You know, you can't say a fucking sentence. I say farty once and it's a
That's why it's so notable, because you're usually so eloquent.
All right. Well, anyway, 6ix9ine is hanging out with his girlfriend Alade Alter at her celebrating her pregnancy at the gender reveal party last Friday. But according to him, he, quote, only planned to celebrate if they were having a boy. Now, Tim, that might sound a little negative, but don't worry, it gets way, way, way worse. On a live stream, he told his pals Clavicular, Neon, and Aiden Ross, 3 people you don't need to meet ever, he only wants a son. And if the gender results show a baby girl, they're heading to the abortion clinic. The group of streamers were noticeably shocked and seemingly very uncomfortable. When they attempted to play off his comments as a joke, 6ix9ine doubled down on the plan, with Alade standing next to him, who also said that she was totally in agreement, and if that's a girl, they're getting that baby killed. God damn, dude. What's wrong with him?
Yeah. Also, I like the idea that he shocked Twitch streamers. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah, Clavicular was like, hey, man.
Now, Clavicular is that guy you're always watching that smashes his face with the hammer? Is that correct?
Yeah. That's the guy that just voluntarily hits himself in the face with a hammer. What's not to love?
You're watching it to see that guy break his own jaw, if I'm...
Of course.
Okay.
What's not to love?
No, nothing.
Well,
I'm not debating this.
We live in an era where a man is popular for hitting himself in the face with a hammer while simultaneously telling you you're stupid for telling him you probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah. The best timeline, some have called it.
I don't think so. I've heard different.
Garrett, have you seen what the other timeline is?
It's got to be giant ants.
It is. It's giant
the only
ants.
thing worse. And we're all just standing in line, but you never actually get to the front of the line, so you're just looking around at your giant ant overlords going, what are we waiting for? That would be my hell. Just a line that never actually ends. Just been in this thing for 40 years.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's at the front. I hope it's a bathroom.
That is a great metaphor for life.
Jesus, dude. Too many rounds of LIFEGOESON. Getting sad over there.
Yeah.
Okay. What news do you have, Tim?
Garrett, and you should really check out the photo of Red Hot Chili Peppers on Pitchfork News. Red Hot Chili Peppers just made more than $300 million selling their back catalog, mostly consisting of 13 studio albums, to Warner Music Group, which is confusing because they sold their publishing rights to Hypnosis. That can't be how you spell hypnosis. Songs Fund in 2015 for $150 million. So each of these guys, Garrett, unless they've pissed it away on some sort of heroin or infusions of non-heroin, are centimillionaires, which is wild. Garrett, they each...
Speaking of sex pests.
Yeah, absolutely. Jesus Christ. They released 2 albums in 2022 called Unlimited Love and Return of the Dream Canteen. I had no idea either of those existed, but apparently those are part of that $300 million package. Their music earns them close to $30 million a year.
Why sell then?
Well, Garrett, here's the thing. Judging by the picture, I also would take the one-time buyout if given the option, because they're looking fucking rough.
Benkitas?
Yeah, well, he's so 3 of them are gray as shit. I've never seen hair so black. He's got that fucking mustache, but I'm pretty sure that's a cover. I suspect his hepatitis is back. But Garrett, not for nothing, you have been very clear that you would never sell our back catalog no matter what the price. But the way Gino structured our contract, I technically own anything that gets published anywhere online. And I just want to say, I'm entertaining offers, Warner Music Group.
I can't think of a person more poorly equipped for this negotiation.
Than me or Gino?
You.
Oh, okay.
Listen, at the bare minimum, please only accept money. No bartering. No promises.
Well, okay, how about
no
this?
Magic.
What if they offer me the rights to one of those Red Hot Chili Peppers albums, but not the 2022 ones?
Okay, then we're talking.
Okay.
Please bring me into this conversation.
That's as good as money. Garrett, do you have any other news? You're probably done.
I have so much news. Yeah, so much. In Of Course He Is news, Garrett. No, you're Tim. I'm Garrett. In Of Course He Is news, Tim, DeForvin's brother, Caleb Burke, is jumping into the family business face first.
No. He made a murder?
Nah, the other one.
Oh.
Dropping original music about sex and love with all while DeForvin's locked up and facing murder charges. Earlier this month, Caleb opened social media accounts under the name Caricature, but he calls himself simply Kova. The aspiring singer posted 2 songs, Imaginary Love and Sex, on Spotify and Apple Music. So we'll be looking forward to either his next hit single or potential murder. In related news, Tim, DeForvin's younger brother, Caleb Burke, says online people are pretending to be him. Days after distancing himself from his infamous brother, he had recently stated, quote, "I don't want to make this horrible situation about me. I just want justice for Celeste and her family. And, quote, I have not lived with my brother for years. We were, quote, not very close and did not speak often. He did admit that he had hung out with Celeste a few times when he was 15, but, quote, did not know her very well or her age," which is a very telling quote. Then he abruptly deleted all his social media.
Smart.
Yeah, it is smart.
Yeah. It looks a little suspicious, but not as suspicious as leaving all those suspicious things up.
That's right. Tim, what other news you got?
In Jeff Tweedy is kind of a weird guy news, Jeff Tweedy, mostly of Wilco fame, recently wrote a Big Apple Times crossword puzzle because apparently he has an addiction to crossword puzzles. The lamest possible rock star addiction. It has a bunch of references to Wilco and Lou Reed and Ramones and Hendrix and such. One of them is what Hendrix guitar was on in an iconic moment at the Monterey Pop Festival. Ugh. He said,
that's not fun.
I'm a pretty massive crossword puzzle nut, and I have been for a very, very long time. As an addict, you have to remind yourself that you're still an addict, even when you aren't doing things that are terrible for you. Crossword puzzles are a pretty benign outlet for an addictive tendency, in my opinion, to which I say, Jeff Tweedy sucks. The New York Times, though, also had our girl Diane Warren do a small 5x5 mini crossword. I don't know if it was part of this. It was not as extensive as Jeff Tweedy's. It was very easy. I finished in 3 minutes and 26 seconds, and I loathe crossword puzzles and also am notably terrible at them.
Yeah, I'm not very good at them either.
Yeah, my main problem is an inability to remember if I'm supposed to be doing a cross or down. I look at the clue, and I'm like, all right, I know that answer. And then I get there, I'm like, well, that's clearly wrong. That's not enough spaces. It's mostly because down and across don't work for me. Garrett, I'm embarrassing myself. Why don't you tell us more news?
Alrighty, Timmy. In Post Malone news, Mr. Malone is allegedly hitting pause before hitting the road. He announced that he is canceling a few weeks of his upcoming tour with, well, as best I can tell, not great musician Jelly Roll, so he can, quote, focus on finishing new music. Now, Tim, that's the official word. Have you heard the scuttlebutt on the street?
Yeah, it's like blue dot.
Yeah, they're calling it blue dot syndrome, which is a stupid thing to say. It's a dumb way of saying, apparently, several different artists are having a really hard time selling tickets because, and this is true, they've become ridiculously expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So I had heard this for weeks, if not months, maybe even the last year, that tickets for concerts have become absurd because, well, not exclusively, but in part because several other management companies are trying to, quote, recreate the Taylor Swift phenomenon. And frankly, I guess this is a compliment, most people aren't Taylor Swift, and more importantly, they don't have Taylor Swift's fans. So what you're left with are a bunch of really fucking expensive tickets that even resellers aren't buying right now because they can't jack up the price beyond what they already are because they're so fucking expensive.
Yeah.
I went to investigate, Tim. I went to go find something comparable. I looked for a show that I have purchased numerous times and would have a very good sense for how much this should cost. And what I'm about to tell you is going to blow your fucking mind. So I looked up our good buddy Jack White, who for years was very much tickets shouldn't be expensive, music should be accessible, blah, blah, blah. Well, the first thing I looked at is where you and I would typically go for a Jack White concert, the Pit, standing directly in front of the stage, usually like 10 to 12 people deep. That's where we would typically buy our tickets. For Jack White in Austin, Texas, which was just the first one that I found, $378.
Good Lord.
For Pit tickets. Yeah. So then I was like, all right, what's the cheapest ticket? And this is going to blow your mind. The cheapest ticket is also the only ticket. The whole rest of the venue is GA, standing room only, and it's an amphitheater. It's an outdoor amphitheater. The whole rest of it has no seats. It's just lawn.
Jesus.
Those tickets are $114.
Okay, that's excessive.
Yeah, no shit, people aren't going. Fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
We can technically afford it, and I'm not doing that. That's great.
Well, yeah, you could definitely afford 2 tickets and take me.
Right. That's trying to be nice, but yeah, that's obviously what I meant. Come on. But yeah, so people aren't going to concerts and oh, poor multimillionaires are having to cancel their shows because shit's gotten ridiculously out of hand. There needs to be a reckoning, Tim.
Yeah.
Someone must rise.
I kind of understand, in a way, to get rid of the scalpers, but unless your plan was to overprice your tickets so much that scalpers all move on and do something else and then lower your ticket prices again, fucking stop doing this.
Yeah, it's a bad plan. Also, I refuse to believe that there's not a logical solution to avoid ticket scalping. I feel like we could figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
some sort of culling.
Maybe. I purchased several Jack White tickets that were non-transferable. They looked at your license. They were like, great. Those tickets have your name on them. Those tickets, and there's your license. Great. That seems like a simple solution. Yeah. Irritating, but simple.
Yeah, now what I've always done is buy a whole bunch of tickets for other people, and then I sell them online with the expressed point that you have tickets now, but I have to come with you as your guest, and then I get to go to the show, and, I've got friends at that show that bought the tickets from me. It's like, picture buying drugs from somebody in 2003, like the you have to hang out with them thing. That's what I've done with concert tickets.
Yeah, but in reverse. You come to them. That's fascinating. Basically, Tim, you could have been a third verse in Lifegoeson.
I always could have.
When you just described as
no matter
astonishingly
what
sad.
part of my life you are describing, I could have been the third verse. But they didn't really make it to a third verse because this song is trash. It's a suck song for suck boys.
Yeah. They replaced it with a suicide confession bridge?
Yes.
What other news you got, Tim?
In throwing things at musicians while they are performing continues to be a thing news. Eric Clapton, noted pretentious cunt, ended a show early, aka refused to come back for an encore of Before You Accuse Me in Spain after somebody, and I'm quoting here, hit him in the torso with a vinyl record. Now, I watched the video. He finishes playing. He sets his guitar down. He does a series of bows. So many bows. And as he's walking off stage, somebody throws a record still in the sleeve at him. I don't know if somebody thought he would sign it, or if he did, they thought he would get it back to them, or if they just thought it'd be funny to hit him with a record. And I'm not saying it wasn't, because that guy sucks. And I also wonder if it's something that somebody brought from home, or if they bought it there, because now it occurs to me, you're just selling Frisbee-shaped objects to unruly Spaniards, and it's like selling or handing out baseballs at a baseball game as the whatever entry prize. They're just going to hurl them onto the field.
Yeah. Don't give everyone in the audience a D battery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Nelly, it's D battery day here at the stadium.
You're just selling things at the merch table to hurl at Eric Clapton.
Honestly, if they pitched it that way, I'd probably go to a show.
Yeah, they'd definitely get more sales.
My name. Oh, blimey. That was a fucking bottle. You didn't buy a bottle at the goddamn souvenir stand. Nah, it was Nalgene. Had your name on it. It said Layla. My name's not Layla.
That's my last news story, Garrett. What do you got?
In my next story, Tim, we visit Albania with Kanye West, who has reportedly locked in a massive concert in the country that I can't identify on a map. He is even getting his own stadium built for the event. Allegedly, a temporary 60,000 person stadium will be built in Albania for his July 11th show, which is scheduled to take place at the existing Eagle Stadium in Tirana, Albania. How they're going to convert that into a 60,000 person stadium remains slightly unclear.
I assume
looked at the mock-ups.
Dangerously.
Yeah, I looked at all the mock-ups. The center, it's a center stage, like arena style. The center appears to be a globe that he's going to walk around on top of. I don't know what's happening. I look forward to the catastrophe that will be this Albanian concert. In case anybody's wondering why Ye is moving out to Albania for his latest show, you might have missed on the news that he's been banned from several countries because he's a piece of shit.
Well, our listeners haven't missed that.
Yeah, well, we always have new listeners, Tim. Every week, gotta talk to them like it's their first time here.
Welcome to the show. I hope our weird running jokes and nonsense hasn't put you off.
Yeah, it almost certainly has, but it also invites you to go back to the back catalog. We don't put it behind a paywall yet. Alrighty, Timmy. Last story of the day. You know what? Fuck it. Let's make that my last story of the day. The last one's about a whiny Dua Lipa pissed off about her picture being on a TV box or some shit. Get more to complain about.
Nobody is buying TVs because the box shows that TV can play Dua Lipa. Stop it. Just stop it.
Oh, it's one of those new Dua Lipa TVs. It's the only way you can watch her. She can't be seen by conventional film. Right. That brings me to the favorite part of the show, Tim, where we announce the album we're going to be listening to for an entire week straight before we come back here and tell you fine listeners whether or not we hate it and why. So, Timmy, pull up the hopper, mix it up, and pull out one of those bingo balls with what I suspect will be some incarnation of Sublime.
Well, Garrett, you did in fact check the hopper, and after finding it was full of nothing but Sublime with Rome, you did in fact punch me square in the forehead. So there are no Sublime references in that. Let me pull a ball, though.
The system works.
Ugh, Garrett, this system does not work. I just pulled Lindsay Lohan's Speak.
Oh, God. I forgot that was even in there.
Now, let me throw out an option, Garrett. sublime with Rome.
No! No! Lindsay Lohan wins. God,
Oh, God.
Honestly, I'm looking forward to the history.
Well,
I think
yeah.
she's married to a Saudi prince or something now. It's very good.
Good for her. That's how I hope to end up.
Don't think you do.
gonna take you to that embassy, friends.
Oh, predictions, Tim? I don't think it's going to be great.
Probably not. Probably not.
Okay. I hope it's at least not very long.
Let's see.
Alrighty.
It can't be.
Well,
she can't have that much to say.
She clearly didn't write.
Oh, yes, they could be very long.
Yeah.
Oh, it says
Oh, well.
deluxe
Well-
edition on this ball. I didn't check the back of it. We're not doing that.
That doesn't count. No, no. Whoever added deluxe edition, Tom, is a cunt. Okay. Let's wrap it up, Tim. This pick has really cast a pallor over the episode. I'm pretty depressed right now.
Yeah.
That's not going to be a fun time. Listeners of the show don't want to catch up on Lindsay Lohan.
You don't know that.
You're right, I don't.
The suck boys
listeners
that
write
listen
in.
to this show, they might.
You gotta stop. You can't keep calling our listeners suck boys, regardless of if it's true. Listeners, write in, hatePodMail@gmail.com. We want to hear from you. We don't think you're suck boys or girls. We think you're intelligent folks that get it. But we want to hear from you. What are some episode suggestions, weird stories about the songs and topics we've discussed today? Have you seen the musical Chess? Have you spent a night in Bangkok? Have you done both? We want to hear about it. hatePodMail@gmail.com. Additionally, you can find us on Instagram. That's HatePod. Twitter's album HatePod. We're also on Threads. I think that's HatePod. We got subreddits, Discord servers. We're on the fucking internet, okay? We're on the internet. If you want to find us, it's not that hard. We're not on TikTok because we're not 20, but we're on the internet. And we're not on Pandora Premium. They know why.
Or OnlyFans anymore.
That's right. And you know why.
Yeah.
Did not authorize that. Okie dokie, Tim. For this week and a little bit of next week, I have been one of your hosts, Garrett Harvey.
I have been the other, Timothy P. Richardson, and on May 5th, 2026, Garrett P. Harvey said, I would really like to be called Little Bronco.
It's 100% true.
There's cowboys running through my dreams. Nothing quite the way it seems. I joined the Navy, got kicked out in a week. My facial features aren't distinct. Try to find some meaning in these songs. The genius is a genius, got it wrong. Oh, it's a lobster murder sex thing. It's the bleaching of the rear. Full of salt on both your ears. The riffs are too repetitive. The lyrics make no sense. All the songs are B-sides. The cover art's a mess. Listen to it for a week. Now that week has passed. It's why I hate this album. Podcast with Tim and Garrett.
Hey, Little Bronco. How you doing? Hey, it's Little Bronco. You know it. Little Bronco. What kind of car you drive? Acura.